Woo! Wood turning road trip. Let's go inside, boys.
So, as you can see now, we've started the hollowing process. We've got an edge to work to. Because we have the tool rubbing there, we have the bevel rubbing all the way, it can't jump back on us. Tut tut. So, I'll take it later bit. Thank you.
Where do you want it?
Do you want to keep it up there? You might be able to turn around and have another go later on.
Yeah, sure.
I'm just going to take later bits though, because that's it late. I'm going to put it back again later, but it's not going to hit my elbow. Now, we're already further away in.
It shows you
yes,
I will.
I will. First things first, the best pair of calipers you will ever have. Your fingers. You feel that is even, the wall thickness. Do you know what the second best pair of calipers you'll ever have is? Other hand. Don't get me wrong, the calipers, the figure 8 calipers, they have their place. But you really do need to educate your fingers to what gaps between them. Now, I've already mentioned that I've got MS and I can't feel my hands. But, that is even. I drove my wife balmy because I re-educated my hands. I can't feel skin to skin, or what I'm touching. It could be red hot, I don't know. The thing is, I know what's between them. That's the important bit. Now, I was asked if I could show the angle that I'm cutting at. Right, I'm cutting with the bevel rubbing.
The actual contact of the
Yep, so the bevel is rubbing there, all the way. Which is why it's noisy. It's not a tool.
Get the vibration at the beginning.
That, yeah. But you've got to work, you've got to cut through it, so you've got to be firm. You've got to also acknowledge the difference between vibration because you've not got hold of the tool firm enough and the natural resonation on the wood. If it's natural resonation on the wood, there's nothing you can do about it. So what you're going to have to do then is resort back to our good old friend, the sanding pad. Again, I know a lot of people aren't going to turn this big, but I have one of these lathes at home and I've got a resource of this timber. And it's a joy to use. I can honestly say that this is the best thing I've ever bought. And I had to take a loan out to buy it.
Is it important to have your
Oh, that happens at 1600 RPM, it means I can chuck shavings further.
It's alright, all onto your copy.
I'm used to it. Right, so now we've got it as a cylinder. We know it's a cylinder because the tool doesn't wrap it. We get a parting tool. And we square both ends off just to make sure. it's always a third of the way in, never centre. So, what I'm going to start to do then is start this apple, tool rest is a little high, adjust that. The height of the tool rest is reliant on the angle of the tool and your height, because to rub the bevel it needs to be at that angle or that angle to rub the bevel properly, so that it tells you how high the tool rest needs to be to cut on centre line. There is also, while we're on the subject of height, the ideal height for your lathe is bent elbow. So you're stood up straight naturally, bend your elbow up tight, your elbow, the point of your elbow should be level with centre line on the lathe, or thereabouts. If it's too low, you're going to be bent over, you're going to get some backache. If it's too high, you actually give yourself backache the other way, because you're leaning backwards to reach. I've done a demonstration like that, it's not fun. The guy who ran that lathe must have been 6'7". I was turning there. It's awful. So, as we were saying, to start this apple, what I'm going to do is come back, slightly back from a third of the way down, and just put a gentle slope on. Right, so it still doesn't look anything like an apple. Wherever I start that curve though now, the main curve, I know the widest point's in the right spot. So I can start to shape the curve. We're getting there, but I can't reach any further. Doesn't feel the same as my lathe, this. So we'll cut that off if that's waste, and then come round. And that's got the curve, it's nearly there. Not quite deep enough yet. Now I can't get in, that tool's too big, so what I'm going to do is swap over onto my quarter bowl gouge. With my quarter bowl gouge I can get in. Well I could, but there's a tail socket though. That'll do. Now, while we've got it this way, while we're here, we've got a job to do. Basically, we need a hole for the stalk, don't we? Now, that needs a little bit more refinement. And that's the base of our apple shape. That's going to be a good apple, is that? The only thing is you're not going to eat it because it'll be a high fibre diet one. Boom. Now just get rid of that little spiral that's on it, and I can cut it off rather than sanding it off. Now surprisingly, this half of the apple now is ready for sanding. Because what we're going to do is we're going to cut it off there. Turn it round and grip it in some soft jaws to finish the other end. So that now is ready for some sanding. Now we're hand sanding this time. This chuck is a standard chuck with flat plates in instead of jaws. There's a 6-inch by 4-inch bowl blank on it, on the flat plates, that's been quartered and then bored with a 2-inch hole. 2 1/8 actually. But then it's been lined with neoprene, so that it grips the fruit without damaging it. He's on about grip the fruit. If anybody tried to get into a dry wetsuit, it's damn near impossible. First time I did it, I nearly took my own nose off. So that's why it grips. Now, all we do is stick it on there. Again, you'll see that there's some writing around the outside of this chuck. And it says in big letters, no stop. These chucks come with a stop so that you can't wind the jaws all the way off. I've removed it. Basically, so that gives me just that little bit more adjustment to put the fruit in. Now, you've seen me using chuck keys on all the other chucks. How much fruit I've made. Look how I can adjust this leg, this chuck. I've got my fingers in there and I'm working the mechanism with my finger. It's been around a bit, as this chuck. So, what we'll do, place the apple in, close the jaws. Because it's neoprene, we can go quite vicious with it. That's not right. I'm bashing the end bit, by the way, the bit we're turning off. That's near enough. What I'm doing, I'm just looking for that edge where I stop, and I'm just very carefully just chamfering, making the difference between the two even. Now, on the bottom of an apple, there is a dint, isn't there? Where the flower used to be. So I'm going to cut that now. This is why I do it this way rather than just parting it off, because if you used to part it off from the other way around, you can't do this, you just get a straight curve. So, you get rid of this bit, my stomach's telling me it's about snapdown. And we're going to start to go in. Now that's not deep enough. Again, spindle gouge won't get in there. Baby bowl gouge, quarter bowl gouge. And we can get in there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave something in the bottom that just reminds us that there used to be a flower in there, like so. And again now this chuck's really smooth because I stop it like that.
All around those three along this edge. This over there on the back wall. That's all it is.
We're running about 1600 RPM. Now, before we start cooking, we've got to remember, we've done the apple. Those of you that weren't here, the apple, it's governed by nature's rule of thirds. So the widest point is a third of the way down. The apple width is 2/3 of the height. So we've got to work these things out. With a pear, the widest point is a third of the way up. And again, the widest point on a pear is roughly 2/3 of the height. So we're going to start and do the base this time. When we did the apple, we did the top first. Now we're going to do the base first. So taking it out. Start the shape. The cut gets too big, stop and start again. Got to the point where I've just knocked that loose by accident, so I'm going to stop and do it again because I was reaching too far round. Just because I'm being videoed, you're guaranteed how we're going to do that. So we've realigned it, move the tool rest. And here we go. Get the curve and chop the scrap off the base. I don't know what was behind me making a noise, but it won't put me off. Right, so that's got a really round base, so we've got to now get the shape as before where the flower used to be. So I'm going to cut in. I'm going to swap over onto my bowl gauge because that spindle gauge is a little blunt. Grab a quarter bowl gauge just to get this curve right. And again, it's got to go all the way into where the flower used to be. And then we'll leave something in the bottom. It reminds us that there was a flower there. And that's that done. It finishes convex. Well, it's a bit like an old
concave, convex, concave again.
Yeah. So, we start the shape. The chattering you can hear is the grain with it being out. And we're gradually building the shape up. Started with a concave cut, we just round the corner off now. Then we'll get rid of some waste. I'm taking tiny cuts off. I still haven't got back to it, I still haven't got rid of the cooking point. half an inch to get it off at the end. It was inside the cutting point. Again, just been ever so gentle. Oh, let's have a look. You've got to be careful when you're doing these because they can look a little bit phallic, shall we say. Be a little bit careful. We need to just move this round just to break off that shoulder. We've got too much shoulder showing. And again, we need the hole in the end where the stalk's going to come out. I'll go and swap back to my ball gouge. Just to get that dint in there. Right, and that's basically it. We've got a bit of sandpapering to do.
Point me at the cover.
Hang on. Let's get this pipping. Right, so that's it. Click. And while we're photographing, we'll just burp the super glue.
Sounds on there as well. Got anything here? Yeah, saw that. Anything over there? Okay, yeah.
Well everybody, I hope you enjoyed that video from Axminster today. It was really interesting listening to Andy turn, and obviously people with that much experience, you know, they're just great to be around. I've got to thank Dean because the way we did the camera work was that I'd turn the camera on and then Dean was stood behind me looking at the screen of the camera and sort of like pushing my arms around at my elbow, and then when Dean thought he had, you know, a good shot, you know, he'd let go, so I'd hold it as steady as I can. So I hope it wasn't too shaky, and also thanks to Dean for giving up his Saturday morning to take me there, you know, so, you know, he's a good friend. So I hope you enjoyed it. Obviously Andy Rounthwaite's got a website, I think it's andyrounthwaite.co.uk, so you can go and check him out. And I'll speak to you soon. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Bye everybody.